Hi Best Buds, it's Cathy with Cathy's Garden, and I'm so happy that you've joined me today. Today we're going to make an easy way to fabric cover an envelope and make a journal from it. But first, let's have our shout out to Diana, Carol, Gwyneth, Sherry, Debbie, and Colleen. I appreciate each and every one of you. So I have a coffee dyed envelope here. This envelope is approximately 9 inches by 6 inches. And let's get some fabric. So I have these two pieces of fabric that I've chosen. And what I want to do is I want to attach my fabric onto my envelope. So I've trimmed my fabric so it fits on my envelope with a little bit of an edge. I'm thinking I might even want to cut this down just a little bit more. I like it the size on this one. As you can see, there's a border right around. But when I put that on here, because of the flap here and the cutout, it's a little, to me, it's a little too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my scissors right here. And so that I can get a fairly straight line, I'm going to use my ruler. And this is how I got it to this size in the first place, is I used my ruler and I determined how big I wanted my rectangle here to go on top of my envelope. Now, you can use any size envelope that you want. It does not have to be, I think that's a little much. I think maybe this much. You can use any size envelope you want. And this, no matter what size you use, you would need to cut yourself out a piece of fabric that fits within your envelope so that you have a little bit of border going around your fabric and your envelope. A little bit of that envelope going around. Now let's see how this looks. Yes, I like that much better. You can see that there is a little bit of space in between. Now, you guys, it doesn't have to be perfect. This is a junk journal. So if your lines aren't real straight, really, don't worry about it. It's going to turn out just perfect. I like to do inking. I like the way, I don't want to mess this one up. This is for the, I'm going to call this the back. I'm going to put a B right here. That's the back. This is the front, so I don't get them mixed up. Okay, so I do like the way it looks when I ink things up. Now I am using frayed burlap, and I am going to ink around the edge of both sides of my envelope. All right, so I've done just that. I've inked around the edges. I'm going to bring in one of my pieces. This is not the back. This is the front because it doesn't have that B on it. Let me find the B on this one. Oh, for heaven's sakes, I can't find the B on this one either. Oh, my goodness. Oh, yeah. What did they say about those plans? Oh, for heaven's sakes, you guys. You saw me write the B on there. I find that to be, there's the B right there. That's the back. This is the front. Oh, good heavens. Okay, so yes, you could just glue this right on here like that. I don't know. Sometimes I have that. That's hard for me sometimes. Just saying. Sometimes it's kind of hard. So what I've come up with is, this is just a coffee dyed piece of copy paper. And I am going to glue this onto this piece of coffee dyed paper first. Now, I am going to sew around the edge on my machine with mine. If you don't have a machine or you don't want to use your machine, that's fine. Why I'm telling you this is because you're going to need to glue the edges really well if you're not going to use the machine. You want to make sure that the edges are glued down. So after you've got it finished, and maybe you give it as a gift or happy mail, or you use it or whatever, you don't want the edges of your fabric to come off of your paper, okay? To me, that's just really important, that you're making your project structurally secure. You don't want things coming off of your journal. Now, I personally am going to be using, now I'm going to just mark right here. I need to put my glue up to about right here and about right here. I'm going to use some Yoo-Hoo glue stick. And we're going to glue this all up like that because I'm going to use the sewing machine to really tack down the edges. So getting my glue stick opened up here, and I'm just going to place down my glue. So I'm not applying glue to have it stick. You know, this is my only method of sticking my fabric down. I'm going to be sewing the edges. So I don't have to worry about really getting a lot of glue on here and getting my edges done and all that, because I'm going to be sewing. So that's why I'm saying all that, because so you'll understand that I'm going to be sewing mine. But to be able to take it to the machine and sew it, I need to have it stuck down so it doesn't move around on me. So I'm pressing it down just to make sure that there aren't any bubbles or any area that I didn't get smoothed down. If you're using fabric tack, may I suggest that when you place it on here, that you either use your finger or you use a brush, so you don't have globs of this glue, because this glue kind of comes out globby, that you smooth it out, and that way when you place your fabric on here, your fabric will be smooth. Okay. The next thing that I want to do is, I'm looking for my bigger scissors. I'm going to trim this, and I'm trimming it right on the edge. I'm not leaving any border or anything like that. I'm going to trim it all the way out, trim it all the sides. Give it a nice trim. This is where I would take it to my machine, which I will do later because I will finish this one out. I love this fabric. I think this would be beautiful, made into a journal. And when I take it to the machine, I'm just trying to pick up here a little bit, it's going to look like, now this is different fabric, guys. It's going to look like this. I've sewn around the edge, and it's on the paper. Yeah, it's a piece of doily, but doily paper. It's all I had available last night when it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was prepping for this video. Okay, so let me move all this out of the way. I'll finish that one up. That'll probably be in my pile with all the other piles. All right, so now we've got our envelope. It's inked up, if you ink. You've got your pieces all ready to go, whether you've glued it and it's nice and dry, or whether you've sewn around the edge, however you decided to do that. And then you have to decide how you want your pieces to go on. Now, this is going to be closed like this. Okay, this is how it's going to be. So if you like that part right there, or maybe you would rather have it this way, I kind of like it that way. And then it would be folded like this, and that's how you would see that. All right, so I do like that. Move my fabric tack out of the way. We definitely don't need that. I can't even get it where it goes. Okay, I'll set it right there. So I'm just looking at my pieces here. Yeah, I like the way this one fits on there better. And I want it to be like this. So what I want to do is I'm going to grab my art glitter glue. I am gluing paper to paper. Not a problem. Art glitter glue will be perfect. Now, I suggest you not use a glue stick for this. I really do believe it needs to be something stronger than a glue stick. I have yet to put my faith in a glue stick holding out, gluing heavy things onto things. But if you like a glue stick, you've never had a problem with a glue stick, I'm not telling you you can't. I would just suggest you not. That's all up to you. So I'm adding my glue onto the back of my copy weight paper that I have sewn my fabric onto. And now I'm going to bring it over here and I'm going to stick this right here, and I'm going to, have a little bit of an edge and just place it down. Just like that, to get it all glued on there. I'm going to do the exact same thing to this side as well. So adding my glue, and I'm being very generous with my glue. I don't want this to come up or get loose or anything, because this is the cover of my little turtle. And I want it to be sturdy. I don't want this flapping around. Okay, and then we're just going to place this right on here like this, leaving a little bit of a border, and then just pressing it so that it gets all glued down. Wonderful, right guys? We've got that all covered. It looks gorgeous. How easy is that? There's no lumps, there's no bumps. That's absolutely wonderful. I just find that to be so simple to do it that way. I've got some music paper here, and I have trimmed it so that I can put it inside. Now, I did not go all the way down to the bottom. I just don't feel like anyone's going to be looking in that far. Plus, we're not making a pocket on this end, just on this end. And we're going to be sewing it about in the middle with our signature. So you're not going to see down here anyway. Plus, it's kind of hard to get down in this long pocket. I'm going to pull this out, and I'm going to add just a little bit of glue right down here, just to tack the bottom. I'm not adding a ton. I'm going to add more at the top. I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to pop this in, pushing it down till it comes to the edge of my flap. Now I can press it down. I'm going to lift this up. There's a little sticky strip here. It probably doesn't have much sticky left because I have coffee dyed this envelope, but I'm going to add my glue and getting this all glued on, just a little bit down in there, and there we go, all glued up. And then I'm going to just press it so it gets all covered and smoothed out. Grabbing my scissors and trimming. You can use book page for this. You could use a digital. You could use paper pad, paper, magazine paper, whatever kind of paper that you would like to cover the inside of your envelope with. That will be absolutely perfect. Wiping up a little bit of glue here that got out. Now I need to do this side right here. It's probably easier to do it this way. I'm going to turn it this way. I've already trimmed this. We're going to just put it right down in there like that. I am actually going to ink this part out right here. The way this envelope's made, it kind of has a little bit of a dip, right here. Just kind of goes like this. So when I place this in here like this, I'm not going to worry about that dip. In fact, I'm kind of taking the dip out a little bit. So I'm going to ink it up so you don't see it anymore, right? Adding my glue, just a little bit to the bottom here. And then popping this in. Pushing it down before it gets stuck. Just like that. And then I'm going to lift this back. I'm going to add a little bit of glue. It's probably a little unconventional doing it this way, but doggone it, I find it to be just about the easiest way to put in lining a pocket. All right. Now, of course, I would take my ink and I would ink this all up, all the way around, and I'd ink the fold. And then it would look just like this. So this is sat overnight. It's so firm. It's such a lovely weight. It's really lovely. And as you can see, I even inked the fold there. And so this is going to be our little journal. I absolutely love this method. Let's go ahead and fold it. So what you want to do is you want to take this side and you're going to put it up here. I think that it doesn't need to be right at the edge. I'm going to leave just a tiny bit. I tried it right at the edge and it kind of catches a little bit. So I mean just a smidgen down keeps that from catching. And then I'm going to crease it. Now it is firm. You've got all that glue, you've got the fabric, you've got the envelope. It's definitely firm. I'm just pressing it down like this with my bone folder just to get it creased the best I can. That is a lovely, lovely little journal. Absolutely wonderful. Now I have some pages here that I've gotten, and okay, we don't need that yet. I have cut, and there's quite a few pages here. Let's see how many there are. Let's see first if that's going to be enough. Yeah, it's going to be absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect amount. So what is that amount? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, well there's a doily, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, which is 28 pages. That is wonderful. I'm not sure I want that one to be my front. Oh, I like that one. That's a pretty one for my front. I did like that blue one. Oh, there's a fold out here and there and here as well. So this one folds out just for some extra special things. I also saved my little pieces that I had to cut to get this to fit in here. And someone's going to ask me, what size is this? So I cut this to be 8 inches by 5 1/4, and that's what size my pages are. So what I was saying about my little pieces was that I thought it would be fun. You don't have to use it on the same one, but this one right here, it's a fold out. You could take your little piece and you could pop it in here. You could trim it down. You could pop it in here. You could make yourself a pocket with these, and it's already folded and cut. Now, of course, not this side. You could cut it and then move it over here, but you know, I don't want my image to be upside down. If your image isn't an up and down, then you could just turn it like that. I also have the other one that's folded down, folded out like this, and you could do the same thing, and that would be really nice. So I think what I'd like to do is change this one. I want that to be on the outside. So I think I'm just simply going to do like that, because I really think this looks really pretty with that. All right, so now that I've decided what I want here, we need to sew that in, and then we need to talk about our closure and maybe do a little bit of decorating. I just can't get over how wonderful this feels and how easy it is to apply your fabric in this manner. I am just beyond words. I just think it's really fantastic. Let me grab my sewing, I can't even think of the word I'm using. I'm going to grab it. All right, you guys, so I have my little scrap. It is approximately 1.5 inches wide, and it is as long as my journal. Now, this is how I sew my signatures in. I fold this in half the long way. If you've been with me for a while, you know that this is how I do it, and it just saves me so much effort and time and frustration. I fold it again the long way, and I fold it one more time the long way, and you really crease it well. I am not one that measures well at all. I can measure something 3 times and get 3 different measurements. That's just me. I know what I'm good at, and I know what I'm not good at. So I'm not good at measuring, so this is the method that I use. I have put a dot where the folds intersect each other. And this is the dots are where I'm going to place my holes with my awl. I'm just fixing my pages. I'm going to grab some paper clips here, and we're going to fix the pages so they're not going to move. Oh, I do want to look at one thing. The doily. Is the doily all the way down? I need the doily to be all the way down. I find that to be important. Oh, now I've moved it. Okay. And taking my paper clips and making sure that my pages and my signature are going to stay put. I do have an up and down. Yep, it goes this way. I'm going to place it right in the spine of my little booklet here. I'm going to add some more paper clips to hold this in place, just like this. Okay, now I'm going to take my little sheet and I'm going to place it right in here like that. And I'm going to add another paper clip to hold that firmly in place. I'm going to take my awl and I'm going to pull my little book up almost closed, but not completely. I'm going to stick my awl straight up and down on one of the little dots. Doesn't matter which one. We're going to do it to all 3. Hold it straight up and down and push. And push that awl all the way through. Right there, all the way through. Now we're going to do another hole. And you're going to do the exact same thing to all the holes. And there's 3 of them. Okay, got that in. Now we're going to remove our little sheet. I've got a needle. I have got some bookbinding thread. Now mine is a little waxy, and if you use embroidery thread, that will be fantastic, but you do need to add a little dot of glue when you make your knot at the end. 1, 2, 3. I think we should put a dangle on this. So I did 4 because I need to leave myself enough of this thread to be able to add a dangle. I'm going to go into the middle all the way, pull it through. Now once you get close to the edge, grab hold of that thread. You don't want it to get away from you, and pull out. Now because it's material, I'm going to go through this way, and then I'm going to turn it, and I can see where I'm supposed to put it. There it is. So you might need to see the thread of the fabric, because already I can kind of see that it's there. Oh, did I guess right? Nope, I didn't. So I'm going to just open that thread up a little bit so I can see where I'm supposed to go. And well, actually I'm going down this way this time, so it doesn't matter. Okay, and then I'm going to go right back up, right back up. I'm going to go back down through again, guys. There it is. You might have to work at it just a little bit. That's okay, guys. That's okay. Sometimes these things, there it is. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time, but see, it came through. There it is. Now you want to have one of your threads on this side and one on this side of your center thread. I really want to even this up. I'm going to see if I can do that. I'm going to open this up a little bit if I can. I think it's caught on each other, I think. Is it sewn? Is this one sewn into this one? I think it is. Yeah, it is. Okay, someone's saying, what is going on? Well, my threads right here, when I went down into the other center hole, it went right through that one. I'm trying to figure out how can I fix that. I'm going to fix it by taking it out. Okay, do you see that it's caught? Right, you can't even see that. Let's see if you can see that. I'm going to show you, I always show you all my issues. There, it's caught. Do you see that it's caught? It went through that other, so I'm going to just pull it out, and we're going to resew this. Okay, that happens. We're just going to resew it. It's not that big a deal, you guys. You don't need to worry yourself about, oh, if I make a mistake, it's just going to be ruined. And no, it's not. We're just going to rethread our needle here. So grab my needle and let's rethread it. There we go. And then let's just pop it back through. This is where I'm going to try to pull this away from the hole so I can get this to go in. There. I think I did it this time. I don't think it went through that other piece. Making sure one is on one side and one is on the other. There we go. Well, that was just a little bump in the road. And you just make sure that everything's straight. And then pull it taut. See, this is what I was trying to do, which I've done. I wanted my ends to be fairly even. I didn't want one of these to be super short and one to be long. That's how it was in the beginning, and that's when I found out that my needle had gone through my book binding thread, and that's why I had to take it apart and fix it. But now it's fixed, and it's wonderful. And it's going to turn out beautiful. And you can't tell that there was ever a problem. No signs of having an issue at all. All right, so let's remove our little paper clips here. And pulling this down, this is going to be our dangles. What time is it? Oh, it's getting kind of late. We need to put our closure on, and we need to do some decorating. But I think we should wait and do that in tomorrow's video. And tomorrow is our happy mail drawing. But look how wonderful these pages are. Now, I was thinking I could glue this down and make this one into a little tuck. I think that would be really cute. Or you could use this as a tuck spot in between, like that. That's also an option. We'll have to talk about what we want to do with that doily page there. And I'm looking for those fold outs. What happened to them? I know I had some. Well, there's one right there. And oh, here's the other one. Well, they're both right next to each other. I guess that happened when I repositioned my very front page. Remember, I had a lined book page as my front, but I really like that one as my front. You guys, I've absolutely loved showing you how I make an easy fabric covered envelope journal. And tomorrow, with our happy mail drawing, we'll finish this all off, and I can't wait to see you there. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please give me a thumbs up. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you there, guys. Bye now.